They say that night hides secrets we were never meant to uncover. That just beyond the glow of our streetlights and the reach of our headlights, something watches. Something is waiting, and for one man, deep in the rural heart of Brazil, that waiting shadow would change his life forever. This is the incredible story of Antonio Vilas Boas, a young farmer whose shocking experience in 1957 became one of the most detailed and controversial cases in the history of alien encounters. Antonio was just 23 years old when it all began. He lived a simple, hard-working life in the Brazilian state of Minas Gerais, often plowing his fields late into the night. On the evening of October 16, 1957, as he worked under the bright Brazilian moon, he noticed something strange in the sky, a bright red star that seemed to move with an eerie purpose. At first, he tried to ignore it. After all, the rural skies can play tricks on the eyes. But the light kept coming back, night after night. And each time, it was closer. On the third night, it descended. Slowly, silently, it hovered just above his field, casting an unearthly red glow over everything. Startled, Antonio immediately stopped his tractor. The air around him suddenly felt heavy, electric. Then, the tractor's engine died. He frantically tried to restart it, but it was useless. As he sat there, frozen, a craft materialized from the light. It was oval-shaped, metallic, and hummed with a low, powerful energy unlike anything he had ever heard or felt. Before he could even think to run, 3 figures emerged. They were small, dressed in tight-fitting suits and strange helmets with glass visors that reflected the crimson light. Their movements were quick, deliberate, almost mechanical. Antonio scrambled from his tractor and tried to flee. But they were too fast. They caught him, their grip surprisingly strong. He later described being taken aboard the craft into a sterile, metallic room filled with dazzling, unfamiliar instruments. The air inside was thick, carrying a strange smell that he said reminded him of burning rubber. Once inside, he was subjected to what felt like a series of cold, impersonal medical examinations. The beings spoke to each other in a strange, melodic language that he couldn't understand. They took samples of his blood, measured him from head to toe, and observed him with a chilling, detached curiosity. Then, something even more bizarre happened. Antonio found himself alone in a different, dimly lit room. There, he encountered another presence. This one, he said, appeared more human-like, though still clearly otherworldly. He described her as beautiful but different from the others, with large, intense eyes and long, pale hair. What followed, according to his own detailed account, was a strange and unsettling interaction, one that he could never fully explain or comprehend. Some researchers have since interpreted it as a kind of biological experiment, perhaps designed to test human compatibility. Afterward, the other beings returned. They handed him back his clothes and led him out of the craft. Without a sound, the light ascended back into the night sky, vanishing as suddenly as it had appeared. When Antonio finally made it back home, he was disoriented and deeply shaken. His skin showed strange burns and small puncture marks that resembled radiation exposure. In the days that followed, he developed symptoms of extreme fatigue and nausea. His case caught the attention of Dr. Olavo Fontes, a respected physician and a member of the Brazilian National School of Medicine. After examining Antonio, Dr. Fontes concluded that he had, in fact, been exposed to a significant source of radiation. Yet, no one could explain how or why. Antonio's story spread like wildfire, first through Brazilian newspapers, then to international UFO investigators. What makes his case so compelling is that it happened long before the concept of alien abductions became a part of our pop culture. There were no blockbuster movies, no popular TV shows, no sci-fi books to inspire him. Too many researchers. That fact alone made his detailed account chillingly authentic. Of course, skepticism remains. Could Antonio have fabricated the entire story? Was it a vivid dream, or a hallucination brought on by long hours and exhaustion? Or was it perhaps a cover for something else entirely? Those who believe his story argue that the consistency of his details, the description of the craft's technology, the appearance of the beings, This specific medical procedures all align eerily with thousands of later reports from around the world. Could it be that Antonio Vilas Boas was one of the first modern humans to experience something truly otherworldly? For the rest of his life, Antonio maintained his story, right up until the day he died. He never sought fame or money from his experience. In fact, he actively avoided the spotlight, preferring to live a quiet life, far from the attention. To him, what happened that night in the field was not a fantasy, it was a terrifying and undeniable reality. Some ufologists have theorized that the encounter was part of an ongoing, controlled observation by non-human entities, designed to test the biological and psychological limits of the human species. Others propose a more terrestrial explanation, that it was a secret military experiment involving radiation, hypnosis, and advanced prototype aircraft that he mistook for an alien craft. But if it was all a human operation, why the strange, melodic language? Why the bizarre lights? The silent craft? The non-human beings? And how could a humble farmer from rural Brazil describe technology so advanced years before it would even appear in science fiction? The truth of what happened that October night remains buried somewhere between established science and unbelievable myth. Whether Antonio Vilas Boas met visitors from beyond our world, or became the unfortunate victim of something more earthly but equally sinister, we may never know for sure. What we do know is that his case marked the beginning of a new era, the modern age of alien abduction stories, a phenomenon that would soon spread across the entire planet. So, what do you think? Was Antonio telling the truth? Was he chosen by forces not of this earth? Or was he simply a man caught in a mystery he could never escape? If you enjoy exploring stories that blur the line between the real and the impossible, make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell. There are so many more mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. The night sky is full of secrets, and sometimes it's not just us who are watching.